What is going on, H2O Army? Justin from H2O Plants, and today we are going to be removing a lot of plants from this and planting it with a bunch of aquatic and terrestrial plants. So stay tuned to check out what we use.
Hit the subscribe button to enlist in the H2O Army. Also, hit the bell to join our elite notification squad.
Alright guys, so if you're new here or just not familiar with it, this is the tank that Kevin Kelly did in the Reefapalooza 2017 competition. It is just absolutely stunning with the stonework, but we kind of just threw pothos in here because it was the only thing that we had to kind of just pretty it up a little bit, because it definitely needs some plants. We didn't plant it because actually all the stuff that holds all this rock together had to cure for at least 2 months before we added anything to here. The pH and the total dissolved solids was going to be really high, which can in turn both kill animals and plants. So I haven't decided if I'm going to put any either fish or shrimp or anything like that in this tank. Keep in mind it's a 10-gallon, but really with all the stonework it's probably about 5 gallons worth of water possibly. So you can't put a whole lot in here, but if you could think of a good idea, let me know in the comments below of what I might stock it with. Even if I don't stock it, I just want to make it look really nice. It's going to be a planted jungle. So my idea for this is we're going to remove the pothos. I'm going to remove some of the browning moss. The reason why the moss is browning is because the water up here that's trickling down was actually not working for the longest time because of it was clogged through the airlifter pumps that I have over there on the side. And I need to trim that back, kind of, propagate it a little bit, spread it out a little bit more. And then we're also going to do 100% water change. I'm going to take out all this existing water that has been sitting here. Haven't done any water changes, just topped off as it evaporated. And it's time to remove all that and get to planting. So let's get into it. Alright, so I literally filled a 5-gallon bucket, or just barely filled a 5-gallon bucket. So it's about 5 gallons worth of water in here. As you can see, even though it's a 10-gallon tank, this takes up a lot of space, a lot of volume. So therefore, not a lot of water. I'm going to fill this back up, we're going to clean it up a bit, and we're going to start planting. Actually, you know what? Let's plant first and then we'll fill it up. So, let's go through the plants we have. Alright, so as far as the plants we got, I got 2 buckets here. These are aquatic plants, and then we'll get into the terrestrial plants when we get out to the outside of the tank. But I want to focus on the inside of the tank for right now. What I have here is just an assortment of plants that I know can be grown immersed. How they're going to do in here, I have no idea. So I grabbed a bunch of different kinds that I grow or I supply or get from my suppliers, and we're going to see what essentially works for this setup. I have no idea. Once they breach the water surface, the humidity is going to drop, and therefore we don't know how these plants are going to react. I don't know, I've never done something like this before, so we're going to attempt to do it. So I have a bunch of different types of plants here. Some of these I know, they say can be grown immersed, so I'm hoping for the best. This is actually some Java Fern, Trident Java Fern here that I had in my in one of my tanks just chilling there that I haven't sold because this is actually like fully converted. It's been in the tank for a while, I just didn't want to sell it. So I'm just going to plop this in the back. We're going to see how it grows. My hopes is that some of these plants just kind of break the surface of the water and do very well for themselves, but only time will tell. So I'm going to plant some of that back here, see how this goes. Next up I got some Bolbitis. Bolbitis is another type of fern-like plant, much like Java Fern, also known to be grown immersed. Whether or not it will, we'll find out. This is actually going to go over here on this side, and hopefully I can get it done. The whole concept to this is just an overplanted jungle essentially. But what I want to try and do is I want to try and create a nice depth effect, and the smaller stems with the smaller leaves are going to be up front, while all the bigger leaved plants are going to be in the back. I also then have some water wisteria here, also an immersed grown plant typically, so we'll see how this does. And that's not going to work back there, so I actually have to get a pair of tweezers.
Every day and every night, when I'm alone, I'm with you. To travel the one way you take her chance, believe in us and live our life. Before the war, after the war, when we unite, we can survive. To travel the one way you take her chance, believe in us and live our life. Believe in us and live our life. Believe in us and live our life. To travel the one way you take our chance, believe in us and live our life.
Alright, so there you see the giant hair grass, the water spray, and the Java fern over there. Or I'm sorry, water wisteria, not water sprite. There's the polyochem. Right there. The other stem plants down in there. The hydro, the bulbitis, and the other hygro there. So that's a close-up of all that. I'm going to start filling this back up so that way the plants don't dry out.
Every day and every night, when I'm alone, I'm with.
Okay, so as you can see, the water is filled up. It's nice and clear now. Before it was brown, really brown. As a matter of fact, what I poured down the drain looked like a black water tank, which is very nice to look at in certain situations, but this I need as clear as possible because I need the light, as little light that I can get down to grow these plants out and up out of the water. I may have to get another one of these lights that is over here on the side and put it on this side, we'll see. But overall, I think it'll do well. It lights this side up pretty well. This over here is lit up very nicely, and I think it'll all do pretty decent. So now we're going to work on the outside and everything else that we're going to do. So let's take a look at what we got. Okay, so this is a little bit of an unboxing. I got two packages here. One from Josh's Frogs, if you're not familiar with them. They're a website that sells lots of amphibians, live foods, and also terrestrial plants, some aquatic plants, but not a whole lot. And I saw that they had some plants that I was interested in trying for this tank, and I decided to purchase some. They did not send me anything for free or anything like that. It's not paid. I paid with my own money here, and that's because I just wanted some plants. They were reasonably priced, so we're going to take a look. I don't know what any of these are called. If I remember, I'll throw all the names in the description below, but I don't know which plant this is out of all the other ones. They don't come labeled. Unfortunately, that's something that I would suggest them to do because somebody like me, I don't know what this plant is, but I will, I'll figure it out at a later time. But I like to label all the plants I send out just because, yeah, I guess for the same reason that I'm going through right now. When people buy plants from me, I like them to know which ones are which. And yeah, I don't know what any of these are, but I mean, I'm sure they'll do fine. And I just want to figure out which ones are what, so that way I know where to put them in the grand scheme of things. Because if they can be planted in a higher, like in an area where there's water, it's good. If they can't be, then I need to plant them elsewhere. So I got lots of ferns and lots of creeping plants, because the idea is I want the whole thing to creep on over. They did include a heat pack, which was still actually a little warm when I got the package, so it's good because we have an air plant, which I think these are really unique. I want to definitely take a closer look at this, but that's actually because we ordered more air plants from This is from Air Plant City. And same thing, I bought these with my own money. Just wanted some smaller ones for the front of the tank. And unfortunately Josh's frogs was out of them. They did have some that I wanted a couple weeks ago, but then they were out. And look at how cool these, like they're so tiny, but they're awesome. I love these things. They're so cool. So a very unique plant. You actually don't need to plant them in substrate. They don't need to be watered. Essentially what you do is you'll mist them, or you can fully submerge them. Okay. And yeah, so we got a bunch of air plants. Oh, and then they had this as a, like a freebie kind of thing. So not bad. Another different kind of one. Looks like it actually has a baby coming off of it, which is nice. So we're gonna plant these around and see what it looks like. So let's go back over to the tank. All right, guys. So we're in front of the tank now. I got all the plants here. We got them all ready. I also got this bag of it's like decorative moss from Home Depot. It's just because I have sphagnum moss here, but it's all dried out. It's still fine, but I need something. I want something more with more green color. And then I also got some extra dragonstone from downstairs in case I want to hide anything better. So my idea essentially is, I'm going to show you here, is kind of put these planters here and then kind of just like cover them with moss. So that way you can't tell that there's nothing, you know, nothing under there or whatever, and make it all kind of blend in and stuff. That's why like this brown on that green really doesn't work. So I'm going to try and blend it as much with this. I'll use all different types of colors and stuff. So I'm going to go through. You're going to listen to probably some cool music and watch me do it in 10 minutes, but it's probably going to take, or watch me do it in, I don't know, a minute. It's going to probably take me like 20 minutes to figure out here. So enjoy. Alright, and that's really about it. I mean, now the question is it going to work? But only time will tell. That's not good. Well, that hit the lid of the tank, which wasn't a good idea. But, so now really it's only going to be a matter of time before we see how things grow in. What needs to be done. Essentially though, what I'm thinking is all these ferns that are inside these pots should just overgrow and really just take over, so it will really be hard to notice them in time once they overgrow the containers and they just really fill up this area with nice foliage. And my only hopes is that the humidity is high enough in this room. It ranges anywhere between 40 and 60% according to my thermostat, so sometimes it can fluctuate. You know, and I don't know what the ideal humidity is for these, but I'm hoping with the mixture of the fog machine, some of the moisture will eventually work its way over here. I'll also be misting every day and trying getting the air plants. I think they only need to be watered about once a week. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe as always, and leave a comment below and let me know what we should call this tank. What should we call this scape, and everything about it. And I will choose 4 people to vote on the next update that we do in a couple weeks on this tank. And I will see you guys next time.
Yeah. Siege. Riley, Taz, yeah. Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake a lawyer? Why no water, that designer, baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. I used to think that people die because they wicked. Nowadays people want to see you dead because you gifted. Been ready for my tomb since I came up out the womb. So no matter what, I'm coming back and paying you a visit. Saw it coming, I predicted, but y'all wouldn't listen. No, you can't protect your riches if you never burn bridges. Flip pages, went places, made changes, still dangerous. Now I'm back, altercation, hold still. I make it painless how it feel, baby. When you say you love me, is it real, baby? Full speed.